Hey guys, so for some interesting video on Wild Rift. So they're back with a Tristana commentary guide. Now, this is indeed in a ranked match, but we're gonna do a commentary guide on it first, and then we'll be doing a complete guide later down the road. But I really don't know what to make of Tristana at the moment. Now, her problems still exist where she is very single target. It's really hard to put the bomb on the correct target, really hard to attack the correct target, really hard to attack the target with the bomb, etc. And those problems all still exist, and those problems will always be there just because of how Wild Rift's controls work. But now Tristana's build is actually really good, so that kind of makes Tristana a lot better. So Tristana's build, in case you guys don't know, is of course the standard ADC build now, which is to rush Stormraizer, then go for the Infinity Edge, and then go for an energized item. In my case, I like going for the rapid fire cannon for the safety, and then next is the Moral Reminder, and finally you finish off with either a Guardian Angel or another energized item. So here, as you guys can see, we unfortunately lose the 2v2. Now this isn't very surprising. Now we didn't know that we were going to lose the 2v2, but we thought we could take advantage of that situation, but that was not the case. Because Tristana in the early levels has the lowest range in the game, even lower than Kai'Sa and Vayne. And she does have a strong level 2 all-in, but against someone with higher range like Akshan and a lot of lockdown like Leona, it isn't really that easy to deal with as a early game Tristana. But with her new build, when you get later on into the game, you will start to realize you deal a lot of damage. And despite being single target, you know how it goes with Tristana and her resets. You kill one target, you get a reset on your W, and you move on to the next one, the next one, the next one. That kind of thing. That's kind of like Tristana's power fantasy, like getting resets and just taking out multiple targets, again and again. And the new build definitely does make that easier. Now, I did rank Tristana, I believe, in A tier. She's the only Stormraizer user that I ranked outside of S tier. Now, I made the tier list after I played this game, but I'm making the video on this one after I made the tier list. But I honestly really don't know what to make of Tristana, because after this match, I didn't actually play Tristana again. So I'm not really 100% sure how I feel about her. Based on this game, she does feel very strong, but in this game, I did get ahead. So I don't really know how she feels like in the neutral or if you're behind. So I really have to evaluate her a little bit more. But my basic sensing is that unless you are ahead, she's not going to feel too strong, which is why I ranked her only in the A tier and not in the S tier or above. So my views might change, as everyone's do. My views might change later down the line, but we'll really have to see about how I feel about her after I play a couple more matches on her. So I'm really very excited about this new ADC meta. Like, I've been playing a lot of ADCs that I don't normally play, like Tristana, like Jhin, like Jinx. So many of these ADCs that weren't in the picture at all previously are now very much so back in the meta. Now, even though I don't really think Tristana is that strong, it is undisputable that Tristana is stronger than what she was. Now, here I go in on the Akshan, but Akshan was a really weird bait by the Akshan. Like, he baits me by walking toward that jungle opening at the top, and Amumu was around, and I pretty much get baited. But I thought I could get 2 return kills on Amumu and Leona off the dive, because really we're only at around level 5, so they shouldn't have too much dive potential, especially without minions. But unfortunately, I only get 1 kill on the Leona, and Amumu actually does manage to scamper away with a sliver of HP, which is a little bit unlucky there. But doesn't change the fact that getting baited by the Akshan was definitely not a good play in this instance. So we're doing alright so far. We got 1 kill and 1 death. It's all fine so far. Here we see a skirmish breaking out in the river. Akshan kills our Master Yi, and we are gonna have to get out of there because obviously we're at a severe disadvantage and there's not a whole lot we can really do about it. So we're gonna have to, of course, just back off. So here, Zed goes all in on Janna, and Janna dies. Now here, as you can see, there is a 4v1 happening in my side of the jungle. Ahri is getting destroyed, and there really is nothing I can do to help her, especially as an early game ADC with no items whatsoever. So I'm just gonna quickly take the opportunity to recall and pick up my Stormraizer before I get 4-man dived under the tower yet again. So we managed to escape with our life despite the entire rest of our team just dying. Now, as you guys can see, the situation is not very good at the moment. We only have 3 kills to the 8 that the enemy has, and it's a 3k gold deficit, but of course all is not lost. We're still pretty early in the game. I jump into the pit, I try to take out the Zed, I ult the Leona away, and I do actually manage to get the kill on the Zed off my bomb, which allows me to get a reset on my W to jump out. Here I'm trying to get the kill onto Amumu, and I do manage to do that. I'm left in a 2v1 against Yakshan, and I exhaust him for the triple kill. So here is where I start to come online. I get the triple kill, I get the double buffs, and I get the shutdown onto Yakshan, which is a huge injection of gold for me. Now, taking note, I just spent all my gold on that STORMRAIZER. I actually managed to pick up like 2k gold over that fight, allowing me to get my boots and my BF sword. So really nice fight by me, and Janna together can combine to take down the Fed Akshan, of course with the exhaust, with the bomb, and with the Janna shield, with the Janna tornado. We basically throw everything we have at the wall being Akshan, of course. So we do actually manage to get the shutdown onto the Akshan. Now here, we don't see the enemy bot lane, so we're just going to try to do damage to the tower. Now you can see that one of Tristana's strengths is of course the tower taking capabilities. Because of her E, she can put that onto the tower, and when you attack and proc that E onto the tower, it does almost like 1 full plate's worth of damage. So Tristana can really take towers really quickly, and one of the best ADCs for sieging. So here we're just gonna back. We got quite a bit of gold from that, and we're gonna get ourselves the Gluttonous Greaves. Now, as I mentioned in my Jinx complete guide, now in the current meta with the ADCs building full crit, you don't really get a whole lot of lifesteal except from the Hunter Vampirism, so Gluttonous Greaves is sort of coming back into the meta as well, where previously a lot of ADCs built Bloodthirster or Blade of the Rune King, so you didn't really have to build Gluttonous Greaves. Defensive boots would serve you better, but now it isn't really the case anymore because you don't really have a lot of lifesteal, so the lifesteal boots are going to be very, very helpful. Alright, so we got the bot lane tower, so as usual we're going to make the rotation to mid. Now Ahri doesn't really get the memo and doesn't actually rotate to another lane instead, so this is going to happen from time to time in certain matches. Generally the best thing for the bot lane duo to do is after they take tower is to rotate mid. Amumu for some reason is trying to counter jungle us and runs into 4 people. Amumu dies. Now this should give Zed and company the memo that we are on the way, but they still stick around trying to force the tower, and they actually get caught with their pants down. They don't actually manage to get the tower, and here we are 4v2, so we of course got to be chasing them because we have a double of their numbers. Now Ahri and Master Yi goes off to Narnia, and instead it leaves me and Janna in a 2v3, which is of course really bad of a scenario. I have to blow my exhaust on the Zed so that Zed doesn't end up killing Janna, and that whole play didn't really go according to plan. So if Yi and Ahri continued on the chase with us, we likely can get a kill or 2, but they didn't, so it doesn't really work out. But we back and we get the cloak, building towards the IE, of course. Now here, Darius is in our jungle. Now of course the Darius is really fed at the moment. He's 5-0, and we're going to try to take him out. His Starix does proc, and I do get caught a little bit by the Amumu. I get a couple of free hits on him, but we're gonna have to back off. Now, something I didn't mention since the very start of the video is the fact that this is a ranked match, but the Fizz never actually loaded into the game. So basically, after he matchmade and pressed the accept button, he never even loaded into the lobby because he didn't ban anything. Fizz was automatically picked for him when his time ran out, and he never actually loaded into the game. So he was AFK from not even the very first minute, but from like even the lobby, the champ select lobby, he was already AFK. So we're literally playing this 4v5, and now I have to say that Fizz bot has some very strange behavior. We're not gonna particularly study the Fizz bot's behavior, but you will see, like, if I die, we might pan to him, or you might see him in the background while I'm focusing on me. That the Fizz bot has some really weird behaviors, like he walks to the Herald and face checks the Herald and then walks back to lane, which is something like a normal player would do, but I guess the bot is just trying to emulate what a normal player would do, but I don't really know. That's some really weird behavior by the bot, in my opinion. So here Ocean Dragon has just spawned. We get a ward onto the Ocean Dragon to possibly attempt to contest it. Now of course my team is still quite a decent amount behind. Pretty much everybody on my team not doing too well, aside from me, who is 5-1. So I pretty much have to try to carry my team, and they do get the Ocean Dragon, but we do get the kill onto Leona. Here I do an amazing ult onto the Amumu by shoving him away from my team. If not, he can hit my entire team with his Curse of the Set Mommy ultimate, and that would be a team fight loss for us. So here, I'm just trying to stay as safe as I can and attack people at the same time. But sometimes on Tristana you gotta go ham. I jump into the middle of the enemy team, get a kill, jump back out and get an assist. And here Darius is in a 1v4. Now this is either going to be a quadra kill or we're going to kill the Darius. And thankfully we killed the Darius because we all have low health. But the moment he gets one kill, he gets a reset on his ultimate and on his passive as well. And he just kills everybody. So the enemy team puts down the Rift Herald, which doesn't actually manage to collide into any towers because I'm going to actually be able to take it out where it stands. So kind of a wasted Rift Herald by the enemy. I think that was meant to distract from the dragon, but it doesn't really work out in this case. So the next Rift Herald is already up, so we're gonna back. We get ourselves the Zhonya's Hourglass, mainly because there is a Zed on the enemy team which can pretty much one-shot us with his ult and his combo, so we're gonna have to build the Zhonya's Hourglass. And we have our 2 core items of the Stormraizer and the IE already. So we are in a relatively alright spot. 7, 1, and 3 at the moment. We're doing pretty well. The only one on our team who is doing somewhat alright. As you guys can see, I'm at 9k gold. The rest of my team is all at like 6k gold. Master Yi is at 8k gold. He's doing alright, somewhat alright as well. We decide to just give the Rift Herald because we're a lot weaker and we don't really win team fights at the moment. Now the only way we win team fights is pretty much if my team tanks all the damage for me and I just, you know, go ham and just attack everybody pretty much non-stop. At this point in the game, I'm doing way better than the Master Yi, so I'm gonna just take the red buff. As you can see, I'm critting for close to 500 damage already at this point. Leona comes in with her Zenith Blade, but she finds herself in a 1v4, so not too sure what she was thinking there. She does hit the Solar Flare though, and Ari does manage to actually get the kill on her. I don't believe I get a reset on the W. Even if I did, I'm not going to use it. And we take out the second enemy Rift Herald. So the enemy team has gotten a total of 2 Rift Heralds and 2 Dragons, but both of their Rift Heralds did not actually do anything for them. Like, it did not actually manage to ram into any tower or whatsoever. So enemy team kind of wastes 2 Rift Heralds in this particular game, which is every Rift Herald in the game. But yeah, pretty unfortunate situation for the enemy team. But you know, we'll take whatever we can get. Those could be 2 more towers that we lost, including our inhibitor towers, which the mid lane one is kind of exposed. So kind of a skirmish happens in the top lane, and the only way my team wins skirmishes or fights is if I'm in the party. There we go. I jump in to get the kill onto the Amumu after he has already used ult, and we're chasing the Darius down as well. We get a double onto the Darius, and we're going to jump onto the Yakshan. So this is what Tristana loves, which is to jump from target to target and handle one target at a time. Very ideal scenario for Tristana, and a very ideal scenario for my team, because right after we get that triple onto the enemy team, the Baron Nasher actually spawns, which allows us to actually take the Baron. Someone actually just popped the locket for us to tank Baron. Not too sure who that was, but probably not the best use of the locket. So here, Leona, we saw her hit its top side, so we're going to actually try to get the mid lane tower. Zed actually turns up to the party, and I actually take the aggro because my bomb on the tower actually managed to aggro onto the Zed. So here I'm trying to actually do what I can against the enemy team and try to get a kill, but it's not going to happen today, so I'm going to just back off. If you guys saw there, the AI Fizz actually managed to dodge Zed's combo with his E, so that AI is actually playing pretty insane. Now, I will say that I think that AI plays better than some Fizz players, so I'm not too sure about that one, but it goes to show that the AI actually isn't really that bad, maybe, but of course, having a real player is always going to be better than having an AI who, you know, just does what he wants and is not really going to listen to you either way. So here we have the Cloud Dragon spawning, and this time my team is in prime position to take the dragon. Darius is getting off a split push, and we're just trying to zone away the enemy team from the dragon. Another nice solar flare by Leona, but we get the disengage from the Janna. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in between the entire enemy team, and there is nothing much I can really do. I try to hop away, but Zed W's to follow, and I do fall down at last. So here Zed is going to get chased, and Zed's going to die to Master Yi. So basically the whole enemy team dies aside from the Darius, who wasn't actually in the fight, who was split pushing top lane, and Master Yi picks up a triple. Now, although I died, I will still say that that fight was pretty good for my team because we picked up the Cloud Dragon, and we also managed to get Master Yi a triple kill, which will make Master Yi pretty fat. As we all know, Master Yi is a very stat check style of champion, where if he's fat, he's just going to, you know, destroy you. So here Master Yi with the Baron buff is going straight for the inhibitor. He dies for it, but I do think that is worth trading your life for the inhibitor. I do think that is indeed a good deal. So since Master Yi is dead, I'm just gonna pick up the red buff myself, and we're gonna see what we can do about this situation. So here I have my rapid fire cannon completed already. I'm of course building towards my Mauler Reminder. Fizz, AI Fizz gets caught, and here you look at the insane damage I'm doing against the Amumu. I was thinking of jumping in there, but there was like 3 other enemies there, so I wasn't so sure that I wanted to do that, so I did not. Instead, we have Ari chasing down the Master Yi, but likely she'll pay for it with her life. And meanwhile, I'm in a 1v1 against Darius, where I try my best to 1v1 him, but it just isn't gonna happen. Like ADC versus a fat, you know, bruiser, it really isn't gonna happen. I thought that maybe I could win that 1v1, but you know, I was sorely mistaken, and I instead just die for my efforts. So here, base defense by my team. Master Yi is trying to do what he can. He meditates under the tower, tanking up a lot more damage than he needed to. He probably should have just ran and just not meditated. But here we have AI Fizz, the last hope of our team to defend the Nexus against the enemy team. He eats a Darius Q, he eats an Akshan ultimate, and he is gone. But he does manage to actually get the kill onto the Leona, so at least he actually does something. So here, enemy team is trying to end the game. Here I try to get the kill onto Amumu, and I do. Darius hooks me and tries to full combo me, but I stasis his full combo. I'm jumping out to try to get some health and defend the base, but it doesn't happen. So this is the main reason why it's a commentary guide and not a complete guide, because we can't really have a gameplay loss on a complete guide. So instead, we have this. So there it is. We did get an S, and we were carrying our team to the best of our ability. As you guys can see, Fizz is AFK, but I'll leave you guys with the rest of the stats. So thank you guys for watching the video, and goodbye.